Hey guys, it's Emily with Mindful Matters with Emily. I've got another awesome topic for you this week. If you have never been here before, welcome. I help you look and self-reflect and hopefully get through emotional blocks by checking out some inner child stuff and also just kind of going over some situations that may be keeping you held back. So, yesterday, and this is actually probably gonna air a while from yesterday, so anyway, I was I had therapy. I go to therapy like every 3 to 4 weeks now, and we were talking about some of the subjects that I kind of have been going over the last few weeks on my on the channel, the last couple of topics. And we had this like really profound kind of epiphany at the time, because I was talking about how when I was younger, and again, this is my perspective, so let's just say that I had always felt like I was put into competition with my sister. And the thing about that specific competition was it always felt like I never won, I guess is the right word. Not that there should have ever been a winning, but it was always like but what was conveyed to me, and by the way, I'm not saying this is right or wrong, but this is how I perceived it. Again, what was conveyed to me as a child was that my sister was always better than me at everything. And what happened from that standpoint is I essentially started to put people, family members, specific ones, I basically put them higher above me in the hierarchy of being. And when I did that, I kind of learned that in order to be loved, you had to earn it in some way. I never understood the concept that people could just love you for who you are without you doing anything for them to earn that specific love. And so I'm probably sure I was pretty annoying to my sister growing up, because I was always trying to do things to get her to like me because I perceived that she didn't, and I don't think that was true at all. I mean, maybe because I was so annoying. But that carried into my adult life, in my friendships and relationships, specifically my relationships. In fact, if you don't know this, here's the big truth bomb. I've been married twice, and this is in no way or means a place for me to be talking poo on the people that I married, but I definitely married two men who seemed to place more importance on themselves than they did on me. Now, I will speak for my first marriage. We got married very young. And it was a bad idea from the start. We were just so young, essentially. So neither of us knew who we were. And things started to come out as we kind of got older, but I always felt like I was being put down in that first marriage. And eventually I had met a friend, still one of my best friends. I love her. And she kind of helped me to see, like, no, like, this isn't normal. The way that you're being treated isn't normal. And thank goodness, like, I see like my daughter with her dad now, and she just thinks he's awesome, and I love that. And he's been working on his healing, and I love hearing that, because it takes a lot to take that jump into healing your own stuff. So that's awesome. But at the time I was scared because he would fly off the handle and scream and yell. And it's funny looking back, I feel like it was very similar to the environment that I grew up in, which was lots of screaming and yelling. So that was something I was used to. Well, while I was in the process of deciding that I was going to be getting a divorce and figuring out how I was going to do that, a friend from college came back into my life. And because I was needy and codependent, and I didn't know that I could do it on my own. I had been programmed as a child to believe that I needed somebody who was better than me, who knew better, to control my life, essentially. And I jumped into a relationship right away. And there were signs that this guy was a narcissist. And because I was a codependent empath, I ignored them. I'm not even kidding you when I tell you that we were dating for 2 months and this man started demanding that my daughter call him dad. Like, it was a messed up situation. And at the time, I didn't know any better. And because I didn't have a good support system and, I didn't have people advocating and saying, get into mental health, get into therapy, blah, blah, blah. It didn't occur to me at the time to bounce on out of that. Well, I ended up getting pregnant with my son, which I'm happy about that because he's amazing. And it was like, oh, well, we have to get married now. And I'm like, I don't really want to. But I did it anyway because I had put him on this pedestal and I felt like I couldn't live my life without this person. I really felt that way. Like, it ached so bad. It was basically a trauma bond. It physically was painful to be without this person, even though they were so crappy to me, like constantly putting me down, always invalidating anything I said. There were times I was threatened. There were times I was physically injured. But the whole time I blamed myself because I didn't feel like I was doing enough to earn this person's love and respect. And let me tell you something, now that I'm out and have been healing for years, gosh, it's hard to look back on that. But I'm also so thankful that I went through it because I love being able to share my story and help other people. So basically, from childhood up until the last few years, due to my perception of where I belonged, I had a habit of getting into relationships with somebody who had a grander view of themselves, aka a narcissist usually, who therefore put me lower on the tier. And I felt like I had to do all these things to get this person to love me. And then it was almost like an addiction because at some point, they'll treat you good for a couple days and it's like, I did it. They love me now. And then it goes back down into that mode where it's like, okay, well, now I got to try to do it again. And it's really unhealthy and toxic. Feeling like you have to pull and push to earn somebody's love. So let's do a little meditation on this guy. I'm thinking we're going to do a quick little jump back. I'm going to jump back to when I remember feeling that I had to put other people higher up than me. You can jump back to a time when you remember doing that. You don't have to go as far back as I do. You might have just learned this in your teenage years, and it's okay to imagine yourself at that age. So when we do this one, that's kind of the wording that I'll use. And this is going to be really similar to my last few meditations if you've ever done one. So probably about 5 minutes, if that. I didn't imagine this rant was going to go on as long as it did, but here we are. So, all right, let's go ahead and close our eyes. And just breathe in and out naturally. And if you have any thoughts that pop into your mind, it's okay. Just bring your mind back to your breathing. Don't judge your thoughts. And I want you to imagine you're outside on a beach, on an island. This is your island. It's a safe space just for you. And on your island, there's a cabana. And it's filled with the most comfortable beach furniture. It's very soft. And there you are, looking at the crystal clear water. You hear the waves crashing against the sand. You're just swinging back and forth in this hammock. And you're swinging and just relaxing, with your eyes closed. And you look up and you see there's a child there. And they say hi to you. And you look at them and say hi. And you notice that this little one is actually you. And you invite them to come and sit with you in the hammock and rock. And they climb in just as a little child would and snuggle up on your lap as you swing back and forth. And you say, hey, I need to tell you something. And they look at you with their big eyes, just taking in every word that you have to say. And you say, I love you so much. You are so beautiful and unique. You are just as good as everyone else. There's no need to feel like you need to earn love. My love for you is unconditional. You are valued and so valuable. The right people will love you for who you are. You are equal to those around you. You don't have to give all of yourself to get a small return. You are so beautiful for who you are. And you hug the child one last time and they climb down from the hammock. You say, I have to go now. You wave goodbye as they walk off. And you feel peaceful, loved, held, calm, just as the child does. As you come back, you bring this feeling of equality, of knowing that you are enough and that you do not have to fight to get somebody to love you for who you are, because you are a magnificent human being who is unique and special. So you wiggle your fingers and toes, And remember that feeling you feel of calm and peace as you open your eyes. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And I hope you have a good rest of the day. I look forward to dropping a new video, I guess, at 11 o'clock next Sunday. That's been my new thing. So we'll see you guys later.